Hi, welcome to MPW. My name is Matt, and today we are going to be looking at fitting a new drive chain to your motorcycle. Now, there are two main types of chain, one of which comes with what is known as a clip type master link, and the other one, probably the more common one, is what is known as a riveted master link. They both involve similar but really different processes, and we're going to show you how to do each one. These chains are fitted generally to smaller bikes. This size is a 428, again a chain by Choho. The way of identifying what type of chain you've got is quite easy really. You can see here there's a distinct difference. And you can see the clip that is fitted across the ends of the pins on that link. So the first thing to do is to position this link on the bike in an easy place to work on. And the best place is probably actually on the sprocket. If your chain and sprocket is on the left-hand side of the bike, position it at about 2 o'clock. If your chain and sprocket is on the right-hand side of the bike, then position it at about 10 o'clock, something like that. The advantage of that is once you've taken the link out and when you're putting the new chain on, it's all held in place by the teeth on the sprocket, so you don't have to fiddle about underneath trying to join the ends and get the link in with only 2 hands you got, unless you're an octopus. You found your link and you got it positioned. First thing you have to do is to get this clip from where it seats in the grooves in the ends of the pins. To do that, one method is to use a pair of pliers, and you literally hook one of the jaws around the pin at the closed end of the clip and seat the other jaw around the ends, the open ends of the clip itself, like so, and squeeze like that. Or not like that, and squeeze so that the clip is displaced. There we go, nice and simple, and the clip comes off. There is another way of doing it, which involves quite simply just getting a screwdriver and kind of levering it like that against the end so that it does the same thing and comes apart. But I find the pliers work better. Each to their own, one of those things, usually many different ways of doing the same thing. If one method doesn't work for you, try the other. So once you've got the clip off, it's quite simply a matter of, next thing to do is to get this plate off. So again, screwdriver, preferably an old one so you don't kind of ruin your new ones. Just lever under there. Do it evenly on each side, a bit at a time, so that it doesn't bind on the pins. Off comes your plate. A couple of O-rings, just pick these off. You won't be using those again, any of these bits. Push the link out, a couple more O-rings, chain comes apart. It's that simple. Before you remove the old chain, it's sitting around your sprocket like that, what you can do is use a link to connect your new chain to it, and then when you pull the old chain out, it'll bring the new chain with it. So it'll feed itself around the front sprocket. You could probably get away with not having to remove your front sprocket cover in that case, but it's generally a good idea to do so you can check visually that everything's going around as it should. And it gives you a chance to clean up around the front sprocket. In fact, I mean, most of the time when you're fitting a new chain, you will probably be fitting a new set of sprockets as well. So. Okay, so you get your new chain and you have, of course, your new master link parts. Check they're all there. They usually come in a little bag inside the chain packet. Just lay them out just to make sure you've got everything. You should have the link itself, the 4 O-rings and the side plate and the clip. You will, with this, get a little pack of grease, and although the chain basically comes with a lot of assembly grease on it, you do want to use the new sachet of grease you've got. Give everything a liberal coating. It's usually a little white grease, comes in a sachet. Coat everything before you assemble it, particularly up along these pins and around the O-rings, because once this is in the chain, that's its lubrication. Inside here, no other lubrication, however often and much you apply it, shouldn't get past these O-rings to lubricate these bits. So give them a good coating. Then fit one new O-ring around each of the pins and seat it against the plate. You've got your two ends of the chain around the sprocket ready to be joined. You fit the link from the inside of the sprocket, not from the outside, so that the open ends protrude to the outside. So you fit your link like that. Your chain is now joined. Get the other O-rings, fit one around each exposed pin end, just like that. You get your new side plate, usually marked on one side, sometimes on two. Otherwise, sometimes one side might be a bit rounder than the other because it's the way it's stamped. Put the marked side facing out and just ease it onto the ends of the pins. It'll vary from one chain to another how tight these are to get on. Sometimes with very small chains, they just go on easily. But other times you need to press it on. You could use some grips, pliers, something like that, to give it a squeeze. Basically what you've got to do, these are probably a bit small, a bit weak, you've got to push it on far enough that the little grooves in the ends of the pins are exposed so that the clip will fit into them. That's not far enough. If you use your fingernail, you can feel the groove itself. Now, there are a few ways that you could do this. With it against the sprocket, you could tap it on gently. I don't really like doing that because of the fact that you're tapping against the sprocket, but it can be done. So you can use some grips, but it's probably not enough. The other way, which works quite well, is to get a G-clamp and to get a nut and to fit the nut over the end of the pin, seat the G-clamp on it, and then just wind it down, wind the face of the clamp onto the nut, and that will push the plate down over the pin, and then the pin end goes up through the nut. So you do that. You want to try and get it even how you're pushing the plate down. So you do a bit on one side, bit on the other side. You could use two nuts and do them at the same time. Keep going from one to the other if you're doing it one at a time, and just keep checking, see how it's going on. Use your fingernail, feel the groove. I can feel it on that side, but not enough on that side, so it needs a little bit more there. So just a little bit more, carry on until the grooves are exposed. Right, so now the only thing left to do is to fit the clip. Now the clip, as you can see, there's an open end and a closed end. The closed end should always point in the direction of travel of the chain. So if the chain is on the left-hand side of the bike, and this is the top run, it's kind of going like that. So if you're working on the around the back sprocket, then you kind of want it about there on the left-hand side, and it's the same on the right-hand side in its direction. So you just fit that onto the clip there and just start to slide it across. Just locate the open ends into the groove, and then again you've got a couple of choices of method here to get that clip into place, one of which is to use a screwdriver and to kind of lever it across like that, which you can do. I find it does work if you've got the big enough screwdriver, which that isn't quite. My preferred way is to use the pliers. This time you're locating the jaw against the pin that is at the open end of the clip and the other jaw against the back of the closed end of the clip. Squeeze, easy. Give it a good check just to see that the clip is fully seated. As you can see, there it is. Then you just want to give it a good wiggle just to check that everything is pivoting, moving as it should do, which it is. Lovely, job done. Thank you for watching our video on how to fit chains. We have been MPW. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and if you'd like to leave any comments or suggestions, do so in the box below. Thank you.